All right, let's get down to it. The most important guy in this story right now, here to talk about it, is Congressman James Comer from the great state of Kentucky. He is the chair of the House Oversight Committee. Mr. Comer, as always, sir, we appreciate your time and your accessibility. You undoubtedly heard my riff. I hope I didn't go too far, but, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene's a smart lady. She's pushing for impeachment. There's a lot of evidence, but as I said, the shirt buttons are still undone. So let me ask you this, Mr. Comer. Let me ask you this. Where is this Burisma Ukrainian oligarch who seems to be on the lam? And where are the tapes? And is he the guy, the only person living who has these tapes?
Well, he may not be the only person living who has the tapes, but one thing we know is the FBI never tried to obtain the tapes. So I'm pretty confident the FBI, according to our sources in the FBI as well as the whistleblower, that one reason the FBI does not have the tapes is because they never attempted to get the tapes. And what you heard today with the IRS whistleblower, totally different whistleblower, what they told the Ways and Means Committee that they unsealed just a few moments ago was that the U.S. Attorney in Delaware was told to stand down by the Department of Justice. That's the same thing that the General Counsel for the National Archives was told when they were trying to equalize their coverage of Biden's mishandling of classified documents versus Trump's mishandling of classified documents. We've had FBI agents come before judiciary say they were told to stand down. There's a pattern here of our federal government covering up for the Bidens. So our investigation isn't just about following the money. It's also led Congress to realize that we have a system of justice in America that is biased towards Republicans, certainly biased towards Donald Trump, that needs to have significant reform. So there's a lot of moving parts here to this investigation, but I think Marjorie Taylor is exactly right. This family's already been proven to have accepted millions and millions of dollars mysteriously from foreign nationals all across the globe, and yet at the same moment in time that the president's son gets off with a slap on the wrist, we learn that federal investigators that work for the government, whose sole purpose in life is to investigate, were told to stand down by the federal government.
But Jim Comer, here's the thing. You have a rogue FBI. There's no reason this guy, Christopher Wray, should still be running the FBI, and you probably want to wipe out the top echelons, but that is being directed by Merrick Garland of the Justice Department, and he is being directed by Joe Biden. There is a massive cover-up here. But, I want to come back to the tape, sir. I want to be a little bit obstinate about this point because I don't think you're going to have an open and shut case unless we hear these tapes. Now, there are other misdeeds, all right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, you see a pattern of racketeering. With all this money laundering and probably, wire fraud is involved and so forth and so on. The LLCs from the family members, we've discovered more Biden family members than anybody ever knew about. So there may be, criminal offenses there. But with respect to President Biden and the potential for an impeachment hearing, you need the tapes. So my question again is, is the FBI lying as they have been? Are they obstructing? Do they have the tapes? Have you heard the tapes? Has Senator Chuck Grassley heard the tapes? Is it the CEO of Burisma who has these tapes? Is it another oligarch? You got to talk to me about the tapes because I don't know as much as you know. I'm not as smart as you are. I'm not as brave as you are. I mean, I'm just a TV host, but I'm just saying, if you don't have the tapes, I think your case is going to be injured.
I disagree, and I believe that better than the tapes is bank records. And that's what this investigation has been about from day one, is following the money. We've learned of new banks that may have some of this Ukrainian money. We're bringing people in for depositions that have firsthand knowledge of what role Joe Biden played in that bribery scheme. So I'm pretty optimistic today as I stand before you that the missing pieces can be put together to prove the bribery scheme of this administration and the leader of our country, unfortunately. But whether we get the tapes or not. So the thing that Grassley was most concerned about when he announced the possession of the tapes by the oligarch was the fact that the FBI didn't investigate this.
Right.
They didn't pursue the tapes.
Right.
Now my investigation's about following the money. So I would love to have the tapes. I believe that those tapes exist. But even if those tapes have been destroyed, the oligarch's been murdered or disappeared or whatever happened, as long as we follow the money and we prove that there were significant wires, because remember in the Form 1023 it didn't say we sent a $5 million wire to the Bidens. It said that investigators would never find it because we sent it through so many different banks. This is a pattern we've seen in Romania. This is a pattern we've already uncovered in China, where the foreign nationals send countless money wires that are laundered through shell companies the Bidens created that then go down to Biden family members in their personal accounts. So we haven't gotten to the Ukrainian money yet. We're trying, obviously, and the FBI forum said this, they went to great lengths. This is an organized crime activity here. They went to great lengths to hide their criminal activity, but I believe that in the end we'll be able to trace that money.
I mean, there's no question, sir. This is a mob-like racketeering operation. I mean, you're 100% right. And following the money is absolutely crucial. And I hear you. But look, the United States is providing Ukraine with what, 130, 150 billion dollars to fight a war against Russia. Do we believe we can't go into Ukraine with investigators? The FBI would do this. I don't know who's supposed to do this. And find this guy who's on the lam and get those tapes? I mean, this is like an international incident. I want to blow it up as much as possible because, unlike Trump and the Russian hoax, you've got real evidence here. You're talking about real evidence. You've followed the money trail. There was no such thing, as John Durham told us yesterday. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm so keen on the tapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're going to do everything we can to get the tapes. And yes, we can send people to foreign countries, and we will do that. We may have already done that.
Yeah.
But that's an important part because so many of the sources of revenue from some of these foreign nationals, we believe were shell companies in foreign countries.
Yes, sir.
That the money was straight from the country, especially the Chinese Communist Party. So we're not going to let up. I'm pretty optimistic that we'll be able to connect the dots, and we're working as quickly as we can.
I'm up against a hard break. Chairman James Comer, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, folks.